Some people may not think of advertising as public art, but there was a time when businesses would paint logos on the sides of buildings to showcase their wares. Those images can be hard to come by these days as paint fades over time, but one local artist was commissioned to bring them back to life on a Worthington Street building in Springfield. Connecting Point's Brian Sullivan visited the former Bloom's Camera Center to meet with chief artist John Simpson and his team as they revived these ghost images from a bygone era.
In downtown Springfield, there's no shortage of wall art and murals. Quite often, there's a social message attached to it, as depicted here on Gridiron Street. Sometimes it's abstract, while others are a touch of surreal and fantasy with powerful symbolic imagery. It may be an instance where art imitates life, or is it the other way around? Others honor their subjects by showcasing their historical context. But back in the day, much of the art was just advertising, and with so many brick structures in this area between 4 and 6 stories high, there was a seemingly endless supply of canvases throughout the city. While much of that paint has either faded or disappeared over time, they've decided to reverse that aging process on one street in particular.
Anyone who's ever traveled down Worthington Street has probably seen the imprints of these old advertisements on the side of this historic building. Now what used to just be faint ghosts of images that were here long before many here in this town were even born have been brought back to life thanks to this project.
This was a wall of photography signs for the store called Bloom's, 5 floors of photo supplies. And they're hand-painted signs on the wall, which have been weathered over the years. And they call them ghost signs. All around the world, people admire ghost signs. But this wall had gotten to the point where they'd be becoming invisible and you couldn't read them anymore. So I felt like since they wanted me to do something on this wall, it'd be nice to restore all those old ads and bring them back from the beyond.
5 stories of scaffolding may not seem like a lot to those of us for whom heights aren't a big deal. It's tight quarters with nothing but wooden planks to stand on, and for John Simpson, it's just another day at the office. Of course, not everyone loves the heights. Luckily, this is a 2-tiered project, meaning that everything above the 2nd floor consists of the original commercial signs that are now being brought back to life, while the lower deck, the 1st and 2nd floors, where artist Megan Crowley can be found toiling away, will be all brand new artwork. In this case, the combination of something old and something new creates some fluidity to the action on the walls.
It's a restoration, but it's also a new creation because the bottom of the wall was very deteriorated with these glass mosaics on here, but the rest of the wall was kind of dark and had it. So we're bringing the feeling of the signs above to the lower area, so to the point where it becomes a unified image.
Most times, artists have some kind of blueprint or smaller sketch to go off of before they commit it to whatever type of canvas they're working on. This situation is a bit different. Here, they're trying to find something that used to be on these walls. Doing so can require going into an almost meditative state to locate the images.
Sometimes it might be boring for somebody watching us trying to figure things out because you're basically standing there puzzling and having to relax your mind until these ghost images appear. And if you're kind of agitated, you don't see anything. But when you start to calm down, it starts presenting little clues, and each thing you do adds to the next clue. So it's like a chain reaction.
Born in Holyoke, raised in Agawam, West Springfield, and Springfield, this artistic undertaking is more than just some commissioned job for John Simpson. Getting it done right is a point of pride, and not just for himself, but for all the locals who make their way through historic Stearns Square.
It means so much to make people proud of their city and the history here and realize it's a city to really rejoice in and to give back to and to live and have fun here.